Reflections at 60. It was just another midnight, one November 5. I still vividly remember. I suddenly woke up in my hospital bed. I was drenched in sweat. I was sweating all over. I was gasping for breath, and everything around me becomes blurry. And I remember calling the nurses and telling them, please connect the oxygen. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I keep repeating, I can't breathe. Please connect the oxygen. But they flatly told me they need to ask my doctor, who is not there in the hospital, and it's midnight. And while they were waiting for a reply from my doctor, they checked my oxygen. It had dropped to a dangerously low level. They checked my blood pressure. It too was falling rapidly. And I remember seeing my sister becoming more and more hysterical, seeing my situation. So finally, the nurse decided they couldn't wait any longer for the doctor's reply. I think they sensed the urgency of the situation. They connected the oxygen. Slowly, slowly, my breathing became a little easier and easier. My condition stabilized. 2 days later, I was looking through the medical records. There, written in black and white, were two words: myocardial infarction. In simple terms, I had a heart attack. A heart attack. I sat there staring at those two words. Then one thought came to mind. I survived. I wanted to shout, I survive. That night, I was given another chance at life. But that's not the part of the story that still amazes me, While I was fighting for my life in the hospital, my wife was at home. She was about 8 months pregnant with our daughter, and she had no idea what was happening to me. I didn't call her. Nobody sent her messages about it. It was midnight. Nothing. Yet, that same night, she had 3 solid dreams. She remembers until now. In the first dream, she saw 2 lighted candles burning brightly. Then suddenly, one of the flames went out. In the second dream, she was looking at her wedding ring, and it slipped from her hand and fell to the floor and shattered into pieces. Then came the third dream. She saw a man lying on the ground. It was somehow dark, very dark, so she could not recognize who it was. Then the man slowly stood up, and only then did she realize it was me. To this day, I still find it amazing that she dreamed those things at almost the exact time I was struggling for breath in the hospital. I don't pretend to explain it. I simply know that's exactly what happened. A month later, our daughter was born. The daughter I almost never got to meet. Sometimes I watch her now and I quietly remind myself, hey, there was a night when you almost miss all of this thing called fatherhood. Well, there's another part of the story. About 3 months before my heart attack, I had the chance to go to Ethiopia to do a short-term mental health consultancy work in one of the refugee camps there. It was an opportunity that I really, really, really wanted but because of other work commitments I had at that time, ongoing contracts, I couldn't go. And at the time, I felt so disappointed. I thought I had missed something very important. But after my heart attack, I began asking myself another question. What if I have gone? What if I went to Ethiopia during those times? What if the heart attack had happened in a refugee camp far from any hospital where I could get treatment? Looking back, perhaps what I thought was a missed opportunity then was actually protection. Sometimes we only understand the closed doors of our lives years later. And looking back, I don't remember that night with fear. I remember it with gratitude. Gratitude for another morning that I get to see. Gratitude for another birthday and another birthday cake that I get to slice. Gratitude for another ordinary day. Gratitude that I was there to hold my daughter and watch her grow, to share with my family. You see, sometimes the greatest blessings in our lives are the ones we actually almost lost. And that's perhaps why I've grown older. As I've grown older, should I say, I've learned to appreciate the ordinary moments a little more, because not everyone gets another chance. Life is good. This is Reflections at 60. If this story reminded you of a moment when life gave you another chance, I'd love to hear it in the comments. And if you'd like to join me for more stories and reflections like this, I'd be thankful if you could subscribe. Until next time, take care. God is good.